This video is going to be extra fun because it's actually not really what I have done or experienced, but it's what my 21-year-old daughter told me recently about controlling spending. She's been out on her own for a few years. Since she left for college, she only lived in the dorm for about a year, and then she moved in with her older sister for a year, and now she's completely on her own for the last year. And we were talking about, money saving things and something. And she told me that she has 3 questions that she asks herself before she buys something. She's done pretty well with money, but she got into kind of a series of unfortunate events happened that precipitated a tightening of her budget. And we were discussing this, and I was talking about how, asking her how she managed to get through it and things. And she actually works in retail as well. And so she's often tempted to buy the things that she sees, especially with her employee discount. So this is going to be really helpful for those of you who may struggle with buying. And so I want to share with you the 3 questions that she asks herself before she buys something. And then I'm going to tell you a couple of other things that I personally do in addition to this, but I'm starting to implement what she does. So number 1, she asks herself these 3 questions when she's looking to buy something that's not a planned purchase or even is, and she's trying to decide if she wants to spend that money. Number 1, will you use it more than 5 times ever? Now, the exception she has is a special occasion like a wedding dress, because her older sister is getting married, so that's probably why she included that. But a special occasion, an anniversary, some kind of big ordeal, will you use it more than 5 times ever? Question number 2, can you afford to buy it twice? Question number 3, if someone offered you the same amount that the item is worth in cash to walk away from it, would you take the cash or the item? Because if you would take the cash, then the item is clearly not worth the money you would spend on it. So what she meant there is she gave the example of, like, if this jacket were $30, if I said to you, I will give you $30 not to buy that jacket, would you take the money or would you still buy the jacket? Because if you would still buy the jacket because you like it that much, then you see value. And so if you would wear it 5 times at least, and if you can afford to buy it twice, so you've got money in your budget to lose that $30, then hey, make the purchase. If you don't, or if you would take the money, then it's just an impulse like. It's not something that you really need to have. I thought those were 3 really great tips. So again, I'm going to say them, and I'm probably going to put them down in the description below so that you can have them printed out. But 1, will you use it more than 5 times ever? 2, can you afford to buy it twice? 3, if someone offered you that much money, would you take the money instead of buying the item? You start asking yourself that question and see how many things you end up putting back. So in addition to that, when you do need to spend, some things that I have here to help you control your spending would be take notes and watch cycles. So start to keep a list of common purchases like milk, eggs, even like school supplies, notebooks, things that you use with some degree of regularity that can be stored. And note what they cost each month, and note when you see them go on sale and what the sale price is. This will require having some kind of a notebook or binder, but there was a really great book called Miserly Moms Living on One Income in a 2-Income Economy that I bought back in like 92, and it was already old. So this book is, over 30 years old. But one thing that she did is she kept a notebook where she would track prices and see what time of year. Like, I started to learn that pork went on sale in my area in September and October, and I was sometimes getting it for like 39 cents a pound for ground pork. Now it's not going to happen right now, but this was only 5 years ago. And so I started to note when I could buy certain things cheap, and I would buy them and have stuff in place to package them and, smush them in little flat freezer bags and freeze them and that kind of thing. Number 2, stop browsing. Okay, so marketing is designed to make you feel like you're missing out or that you have to have something. You can avoid marketing except for planned purchases by simply not browsing places. Today I went to Goodwill looking for something, and I only went in there looking for the 4 specific things I was trying to find. I went only to that section, and I didn't wander around, but I did end up making an impulse purchase of $1.08. for a record. When my husband happened to see it, it was put in the furniture area, which is where we were. And he's like, look. And I was like, I must have that record. Yes, I do have a record player. It's like from the 1960s or 70s. I bought it, or I got it from my grandpa. My grandpa had a garage sale. I wanted it. He gave it to me. And I have it in the room on the other side of the store. So avoid marketing. Number 3, have a requirement for features and search for those. This will be helpful when you move into investing as well. So know exactly what you're looking for and search for those features. So let me give you an example. If you want to buy a car, let's say, and you have specific features. I am a very short person. I am only 5 feet tall. My husband is 6'4". And so we each have our own car because we have different things we need. When I was looking for a car, I wanted a car that had this particular feature that, because my legs are really short, my knees get caught on the end of a seat. You don't care about all this, but it might be interesting to those of you who are short. And this one particular model of Highlander had where this thing would bend down, thus making the seat shorter so it doesn't hurt my legs. So when I was looking for cars, I wanted to have that feature. And so I only looked for cars that had that feature, whether Highlander or otherwise, that particular kind of car. And I set up searches to only find this. So let's say, for example, if you're looking to buy a house, if air conditioning is, you have to have it, then when you do the search, you set it up. I need to have this many bedroom, this many bathrooms in this price range with air conditioning, and only search those things. Don't look for houses with an unlimited upper window. You may put it a little bit higher thinking that maybe you can get the price down or something, possibly. So if you want to give yourself a little bit, but cap it off. Don't get tempted to spend beyond what you have budgeted. You may be able to afford. So my husband and I were looking at houses, and when we were looking at the houses, we did like a little calculator, and we're very frugal. And it said that we could afford a house that was more than double the most expensive house we had looked at, and that was worth 10 times the house that we currently live in. And so if we had followed that advice, we would have made a bad choice. So hopefully you got something out of this. I would love to hear if you have something like the 3 questions like my daughter has. Share those below, because I thought that was a really great way of approaching a purchase, and you guys have a lot that you can teach each other and teach me. So please put it down there, and I will be working on some other videos about income saving and increasing your ability to earn, and some little tips like this that I've learned over the next week or so. So I hope I'll see you in an upcoming video. Keep watching. In about 4 or 5 days, I'll be talking a little bit more about increasing your ability and using that for multiplication. So I hope I see you there. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe so you make sure to see you. Bye.